What's good, neighborhood? So, today we are cutting through the latter half of the Japan side of core Musou history, Musou May Day 24. Now, with the game that we got start, the game with the game that we're starting with today, Samurai Warriors 4. This one is actually unique in a number of ways, but as a product, it's unique in that. Well, it's unique in that it's the first Koei Musou title that did not have a Extreme Legends expansion. And a lot of it actually has to do with some legal troubles that they were having with Capcom at the time. This was legal trouble that they were having. This was actually legal trouble that they were having over their expansions, over how they were developed, over how they were implemented, and more or less they were in an argument about how Sengoku Basara was actually going to be going about its expansions as well. Because, around the time Samurai Warriors 4 had come out, Sengoku Basara 3 had already did its thing, and Utage was a separate expansion. Utage was a standalone expansion for Sengoku Basara 3, and then 2 had Heroes. So, Koei Tecmo they were in a bit of a battle here. They were trying to be the big bully in the yard. But unfortunately, because of that, not only did they, in a way, screw over Capcom with how they were working out their expansions, but they also stopped doing the just for a while, they had actually stopped doing the Extreme Legends expansions after 7 and 8. So, Samurai Warriors 4 literally had its own standalone game. Well, 2 standalone games. Samurai Warriors 4 2 and Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sanada. But today, we're going to be covering the main titles. We're going to be covering the mainline entries. So, if you're here to see how the series has evolved as we jump into Samurai Warriors 4 and then 5 afterwards, y'all know what to do. Pull up a chair, kick up your feet, make yourselves comfy. Just remember to leave your shoes at the front door so we don't get any footprints on the tile, the carpet, or the furniture. And with all that out of the way, it's 5 past game time. Let's get down to some Samurai Warriors 4. Whew. Last time I played this was, oh god, 2 years ago? Revisiting indeed. And as per usual, we'll watch the intro.
Saて始めようかね。突撃！はぐれ！撃つなら我を撃て！時代が動き出すね。
幸運が開けま
Short and sweet. Now, Samurai Warriors 4, you know, as I had mentioned earlier, there were 2 expansions to this. Samurai Warriors 4-2 and Spirit of Sanada. Now, Samurai Warriors 4 as content had really started leveraging its focus more on, you know, the classic warrior Yukimura, and you know, it started focusing more of its storytelling, you know, in a lot of ways around him, like even more so than the earlier 3 games. Now, Samurai Warriors 4 has, I will say this, Samurai Warriors 4 has the most vibrant and probably some of the most incredibly eye-catching character designs. Like that. Oh, Andre, this was your first Samurai Warriors? Brother, you started at a relatively high point for the series then. Now, before we actually get into the game though, I've got to go into the dojo. I gotta go into the dojo because, oh my god, look. In the dojo, you got your gallery stuff, you got your options, but then you have your created character. You have your custom characters, and as you can see, I've already done some work, and I've even done some waifu work. Because, yeah. Now, we'll go through setting up another character really quickly just to... Well, no. We can actually just change a few things around. But yeah. Check this out. You know, you've got your character, you've got your character creator, you've got, you know, different face shape, eyebrows, eyes, you can change around the colors. I mean, you know I had to. I had to go all waifu build on this one. Let me switch around the name really quick, because we all know what we're doing here. Oh, but there's one other amazing thing about the character creator that I have to show y'all. So, oh, thanks, Zach. taking care of a couple of errands before I got back, and made sure I was here for my Amazon deliveries. But that's too. I get that. You have a nice evening, sir. All right, you too. Drive safe. All right, we're back at it. But yeah, you know, when you really take a look at it, yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Like Koei's best looking game, this is up there with it. Oh, but as I was going to mention, you know, aside from being able to choose from, you know, what weapon you want your custom character to use, the Musou and True Musou kanji, all those, plus your character's crest, and even their portrait. You can actually create your own and upload them to the game. When I had this back on the PS4, I had a custom character who used the frickin' Desperado Mercenary logo from Metal Gear Rising as his crest. So again, if you got a USB device and you have an image folder named KTG, you can put shit in there, upload it to the game, and have your own custom images here for your characters. Oh, they wanted to do so much with this. Okay, Tokichiro is currently in use. Now, you got your free mode, you know, where you can freely select any stage that you've already unlocked. You got your story mode, where, you know, as you're fighting through the game. And then you have Chronicle mode, which is your custom character's story mode. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Andre, because technically, Samurai Warriors does have its Origins title with Samurai Warriors 5. And we'll be covering that in the next hour. Give me a quick second. There we go. Whew. So yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into free mode really quick. You know, give it the Shahodoon protocol, and then we'll go from there into Chronicle mode, so you can check out a little bit of what's going on with my with the custom character that I've got active there. Now, just like with some of the later Dynasty Warriors games, now the story modes in this are actually separated into separated into more well-defined factions. So you've got the Legend of the Takeda, where you have Shingen plus Yukimura, and this game also introduces his brother, Nobuyuki. You've got the Legend of the Uesugi, the Legend of Kanto, where you've got Ujiyasu Hojo plus his daughter and waifu. Sorry. You've got the Legend of Tohoku that focuses more on Masamune Date's clan. Let's see, Legend of a Land United. This is pretty much like the end of the Sengoku era. Legend of the Sanada, which focuses more closely on Nobuyuki and Yukimura. The Legend of Kyushu, which covers like the southern islands where the Shimazu clan are, the Shimazu and the Tachibana. The Legend of Chugoku, where you have the Mori clan and, you know, the folks in the, I guess that would be the northwestern, one of the northwestern provinces. And then you have the Legend of Shikoku and Kinki. So it's literally, you know, different clans, different areas, where all of these major historical skirmishes and events have been taking place. So we'll go ahead and jump in with The Legend of the Takeda. Now with Samurai Warriors 4, the really cool thing is that here... Oh, come here, sandwich. Oh, hey, what's up, Blue? So yeah, really cool thing about Samurai Warriors 4 is that this is where they start to have you choosing multiple characters. So you can choose a lead character and their partner. Oh, remember what I said about Yukimura's fit in the first game, though? No, I'm not gonna lie, I love the red and white. I love his default skin here. And because of that, because of the Shahodun protocol, that's what we're gonna stick with. And you know what? For his partner character, I think we'll just go ahead and team him up with his brother. Gold Rush for him, and Ebony Wing for him. Now, as far as character progression, we can deal with that once we finish the stage. But Samurai Warriors 4 also introduces a very it introduces a very unique take on their combat system, because now your characters do still have their normal attacks and, you know, charge attacks or charge strings, but they also have hyper attacks. Your hyper attack is basically an attack string for your triangle, for your heavy attacks, where you use square as your combo finishers. But the thing about those, your hyper attacks can be deflected by shield bearers and by the lancers. So there are still ways that this does try and balance out the new mechanics that are thrown in.
この戦きつき戦法で行く別動隊は上杉本隊のいる最樹山変身を八幡原へ突き出せ本隊は海津城より八幡原へ速やかに移動つつかれた上杉本隊を待ち伏せる
Oh, and I'm sorry. It's not that your hyper attacks can be deflected by shield bearers. They can be deflected by officers.
塞がれておる中央砦を守る敵を退けて門を開けよ 会津城は川中島の重要城だ上杉に奪われたらおしまいだね
Alright, so that's the first objective. First boss taken out. Mm. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. With the meter that you got right there, once you build up one of those charges, you can trigger what's basically rage mode. It makes your attacks pretty much unstoppable. And I mean like legit unstoppable. make it up this hill. No, you don't. Y'all don't get to do that. Now watch this. Oh, dang it. This gate breaks down. Hey, what up, Chop? So yeah, watch this. So when you're in rage mode, if you've got a full Musou bar, then you've got that super burst attack that you can do. Ooh. Oh! Bam! Alright, got new hyper attacks, and also, I need to switch to Nobuyuki. Ooh, I gotta prevent these boys from getting into the castle. Alright. Ah! Kenshin's wooden dummies. 2 down. Damn it. Thanks for getting the bot, man. Oh? A classic fighting game stream. Do tell. Okay, so we gotta tackle Aya and the Onmyoji to lower the bridge. And then we got that guy over there, so. We got a couple of nice sized objectives to deal with. Alright, let's switch over to Nobuyuki. I'll have him go up here to deal with these guys. Okay, that's two of the Onmyoji out of the way. Okay, so that's the tutorial for morale. There we go. Looks like the field dominance finally died down. Alright. All that's left now is just to proceed to clean up the place. Now, one of the things they added to this was when you're taking on enemy officers, if you drop them below a certain health level and you stun them, that actually opens them up for a finisher. Okay. I think that's pretty much everybody all sorted out right there. Come on, get up. Get up. there's our finisher. Get stabbed. Alright. So Nobuyuki's over here dealing with that guy, but let me go ahead and assist. Now, as you've noticed, the more you do your hyper... Well, the more you do any action, the more it levels up. So you do more normal attacks, the power of those attacks levels up. Same with charge attacks, same with your hyper attacks. Alright, what have we got for our new moves? Extended basic attack. Nice. 3, 4, 6. Okay, defeat Kagetsuna Naoe to secure Zenkoji. Zenkoji has been secured. I'll swap over to Nobuyuki and have him finish the fight. And that's that. So we got ourselves a win. So just like with the previous games, the rewards that you get are determined by the number of objectives you pull off. Now, with each weapon that you get, you've got your different skills. And the gem slots that are in each skill set determine how high you can actually level that skill up. And of course, doing so will do stuff like, you know, increase damage to enemies that you're juggling or increase your weapon's attack power. Stuff like that. Looks like we got some decent stuff here. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and jump back into Chronicle mode real quick. Now, here's one of the things about your custom characters, though. Your custom characters still have non-officer movesets that they can use. So you got your basic katana, you got your spear, you got your naginata, but then you have two completely new movesets that no generic or no other named officer uses. The Great Sword, which comes with a rifle. And the Twin Swords, which are elemental attack weapons. Let's enter the shop real quick. As you can see, I was doing some work, at the very least, with the dual blades. And I mean, I got the hookup on the greatsword too. Needless to say, you find a weapon with connoisseur on it, you hold on to that like your life depends on it. At least until you find better weapons that have connoisseur. Now, as you're running around across the map, meeting up with different characters, you're doing the same thing here as you're doing in the others. You're meeting up with different characters, you're building bonds with them. And just like with Samurai Warriors 2, this game has a couple of characters that are only specifically unlockable here in Chronicle mode. I think I'll go with this one for now. I want the beefed up damage, plus I want the chance to find better weapons in the drop tables. needless to say, I love this great sword moveset. Now, of course, one of the characters that's available only in this mode is Musashi Miyamoto. That's one down. Oh, I got new moves? Oh, nice. I got my extended charge 4 and 5. That's the 4. 4. Ooh. Yeah. There you go, Musashi. That's what's up. Get this gunplay. Alright, let's get around to where Musashi's at. I'm gonna need him. Okay, that suck on down. Alright, that's done. Now let's get out here and let's finish the stage. All it's like now is to move to the target point. And then after this, we'll switch over to Samurai Warriors 5. But again, with this, with the hyper attacks and with the Musou attacks, the rage mode, you know, there's so much more character expression that is available in this game. And honestly, again, like, the character designs in this were absolutely outstanding, especially with the new characters introduced, like Lady Hayakawa and Kojuro Katakura, and the baddie with the pink fro that we just took out. Look at that. Look at that. We are already landing some good stuff. And I also need to put my phone on quiet for a moment. Yeah, I found some dope stuff for both me and Musashi. All right. Let's go ahead and save. Now let me go ahead and pull this up again so I can just show y'all, like, how each of the characters that I've got available so far looks. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I want to actually, like, show off how each of the characters looks, but they make it so difficult to do so. But anyways, let's go ahead and take our first break. It's 6 o'clock. We'll switch over to Samurai Warriors 5, and we will cover the remainder of core Musou history here on day 24. Musou May, here at Ace's place. You don't want to miss the action. But I'll catch you on the other side of the break.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back, everybody. So, some good news, as I just mentioned in the chat, but yeah, the soundproofing foam that I've been trying to get for all this time, I finally managed to get it ordered, and it just hit my doorstep earlier today. Like, it landed while we were still working on Samurai Warriors 4. So, yeah, we've got ourselves, I think, the last component that's going to be necessary before I can really, really turn this into a solid voiceover workstation. I mean, it'll be nice to actually, finally be able to do, finally be able to record the demos that I've been wanting to without having to deal with any of the echoing that I've got going on here in the apartment. And yeah, definitely, if you need any help, or if you need to just pick my brain for like settings or overlays, don't hesitate to hit me up. Let me know. But with that being said, we're coming, I guess, to the end of our sprint through Musou history, or through core Musou history here. We've played through all of the Dynasty Warriors games, starting from 2, going all the way up through Origins. We started with Samurai Warriors yesterday, and played through Samurai Warriors 1, 2, and 3. Just finished up with 4. Now we're going to take a look at Samurai Warriors 5 and how the series has evolved up to that point. And also, just discuss what the differences between the design, differences between the content as far as like the narrative, and also what they did with the mechanics. So, now Andre, if you're still around, it's like I said earlier when you were talking about how Samurai Warriors needed a Dynasty Warriors Origins style soft reboot. Technically, we've got that here with Samurai Warriors 5. Now, as with all the other games we've played thus far, there should be an intro that's firing up. Because of course it didn't. Hang tight for a moment. Yeah, here we go.
あまたの悲劇を生むこととなる。そしてさらに数十年の時を経て下克上の世を勝ち抜いた者たちの中に乱世に歯を唱えんとする者が現れる。彼らは時の都である今日より天下に号令せんとこぞって上洛を目論んでいた。野望ひしめく戦国の世を生き残り新たな時代を切り開く者は果たして。
So yeah, it definitely went a more cinematic, definitely a more anime route with this. But Samurai Warriors 5 starts off as, it pretty much styles itself as a soft reboot for Samurai Warriors as a series. And much like with Dynasty Warriors Origins, Samurai Warriors 5 starts relatively early in the period that they're covering, which is, of course, the Sengoku era, just after the Onin War and and the decline of the Muromachi shogunate. Now, with this, actually, let's go into, oh yeah, we can go into Musou mode. But yeah, with this, the story actually focuses more on Oda Nobunaga, showing how he actually comes up through his youth, originally known as the Fool of Owari, before becoming, what we all know from the history books as the Sixth Demon King. Now, while the story mode pretty much revolves around both Nobunaga and Mitsuhide Akechi, whom, after you played through the earlier Samurai Warriors games, you know that Nobunaga and Mitsuhide are two rather important figures, at the very least in the early Sengoku era, before the events of was it the second battle at Mikadagahara between the eastern and western armies led by Ieyasu and Mitsunari. But for the folks that have actually been keeping up with the Samurai Warriors games, this starts at the initial skirmishes between the Oda and the Imagawa, and effectively follows Nobunaga's life, his rise to power, and the circumstances which led to Mitsuhide turning on him, and of course the incident at Honnoji where Nobunaga was said to have died. Now, whether or not we would actually see a follow-up to this that actually covers the events after what happened at Honnoji has yet to be seen. Much like with Dynasty Warriors Origins, we don't know yet if there's going to be a follow-up game that actually covers everything after the Battle of Chirbi. But anywho, let's go ahead and we'll drop into, we'll do the Shahodun protocol, as I've called it up to this point, where we take one of the default characters, one of your starting characters, go through the first level in the game, and use that to analyze and compare the mechanics between this and the previous titles in the series. See how it's changed, see how it's evolved, not just how it feels in the hand, but how it looks and sounds on the screen. And here we can actually choose free mode as well, which will allow us to actually pick from any of the characters available, of which I have unlocked all of them. Now, the game still sticks with, the more vibrant colors in terms of their character designs and character modeling. But what this also does is it steps away from the photorealistic character renders and goes more into the stylized, anime style characters, which honestly I think looks phenomenal. Like, as much as I love how Samurai Warriors 4 looks, like, that's one of Koei Tecmo's top 3 most visually appealing games to me. It's between this, Dynasty Warriors Origins, and... well, no, it's between Samurai Warriors 4, Dynasty Warriors Origins, and, oddly enough, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Now, seeing as how this game is set earlier in the Sengoku era, the characters as we know them are going to appear younger. So even characters like Nagamasa Azai, who we fought a good couple of times in Samurai Warriors 2, you see him here. He doesn't have that ornate helmet or the armor. He's still a young buck. I mean, even the rather deathly looking Kanbei Kuroda actually, shows up younger in this. But then we've got new characters added like Kazuuji Nakamura, Lady Senna, and hell. Oh, there's also Yasuke. Double checking back up here real fast. Yeah, OBS has changed quite substantially, I would imagine, since the last time you used it. Actually, funny enough, what I'm using right now to stream is Stream Elements OBS. And that's what's got me, that's part of the reason why I actually have, that's part of the reason why I can actually do multi-streaming and not have to pay for, anything extra. The multi-streaming is hooked into Stream Elements OBS as just a free plugin. Perfect. Anywho, that's enough yakking for now. Let's get back down to the game itself. So, standard Shahodoon protocol, of course. So we'll be popping through with Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. Now, for your equipment, you've of course got your, you of course have your different weapons that you could equip. Now, here's the thing. They turned this, as a reboot, they did with this the same thing that Koei did with Dynasty Warriors 7. Where every character can equip every weapon type, but they do have a preferred weapon type, which actually gives them access to, certain unique special moves. Nobunaga's main weapon, of course, is the Odachi. And we've got an S rank one right here that can hook up, so boom. We get to go there. And instead of having like specific palettes for your items, like in Samurai Warriors 3, you can choose from what you've got available in your inventory to equip, and as you level up your character, it gives them more items they can equip. Ooh, excuse me. Now your characters have their own individual skill trees, where as you earn skill points by leveling them up, you can basically open up each of the little nodes and unlock more skills as you go. Weapon mastery. The higher you rank up your weapon mastery, the higher level weapons that you can use per weapon type. And again, you know, I kind of went the traditional route so far with Nobunaga, where, you know, I've got his classic weapon, his Odachi, the katana, but then also decided to put the gloves up to S rank because why not have Nobunaga moonlight as a brawler? Now, the game still features hyper attacks, just like with, just like in Samurai Warriors 4. But again, with each character with their preferred weapon, they have special unique attacks that are only available to them. Now, instead of having combo finishers off of your hyper attack, what you can basically do now is just go into your hyper attack string, and then if you decide to end it before its proper finish, you can switch over to going through and doing your normal attacks. Now, aside from the more vibrant and high contrast effects, this also really makes use of the calligraphy effect of the Sumi-Ie ink treatment when outlining certain major hits. Now, I did mention the special attacks that they have available, right? So you know how in Samurai Warriors 3, you have R1, which triggers your special attack? Sorry, in Samurai Warriors 2, how you have R1 that puts you into a special stance where you have 2 attacks, and then in Samurai Warriors 3 and 4, R1 is just, 1 unique attack. Well, here in Samurai Warriors 5, your special stance button, your R1, this one actually pretty much toggles into one of 4 special attacks that you can equip to your character based on what weapon they're using. Oh, hang on, let me jump back here real fast. Yep, I'll take that. Alright, let's keep moving forward here. Sorry, Hanzo, but you gotta go.
私の獲物発見ね。無礼な連中ね。覚えてな
Alright,
さい。
that's Senna. Let me go ahead and pop back over here to deal with those other officers that showed up.
これで先に進めそうだ。急ぎ人質を追うぞ。
今川に従うと決めたのだ。終わりのうつけめ、邪魔はさせぬぞ。
人質を差し出し、今川の手駒になり下がるなど、俺ならばごめんだがな。
Alright, let's get the horse over here so we can get a little bit more mobility.
人質の身であれ、もののふの端くれ。すやすと捕まるものか。この俺を止めようとて無駄よ。ただの人質と侮っていたが。
Alright, let's finish this off.
なかなかの気骨を持っているようだな。
一体何のためにこんな無謀な戦を。私の負けです。潔く従いましょう。
よし、目的は果たした。引き上げるぞ。
And that's that. Okay, we got some twin blades. We got a katana. Ooh, the Reaper. Interesting. Oh, nice. So now that we've got that all squared away here, honestly, I would say yes. Because even with considering our talk from earlier, as far as like the potential audience and the what you call it, the type of streams that are, you know, that exist here on Twitch in regards to what you wanted to do, Kick is still very much like a, you know, like a wide open frontier in terms of streaming. Which is part of the reason why I'm jumping into doing the JRPGs for next month, because the JRPG category on Kick, it's a ghost town. So there's plenty of room for, you know, more streamers in that category to, you know, really jump in there and start building their channel. But what helps is that if you've already got a community over here on Twitch, you know, then you've got something of a leg up when you transition over, when you switch over to Kick. Or if you multi-stream on both, so much the better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sorry. You said that, and I had to pull it. I had to pull up the clip from Street Fighter 3. But let's go ahead and jump back into free mode really fast, and I can show off a couple of the other characters. You know, show off what really starts. You know, show off some of the really unique stuff here in terms of weapons and in terms of, you know, in terms of characters that you can run across. So we'll go ahead and run Kazuuji, and since I did mention brawlers, now, Kazuuji is a ninja. You know, he's one of the ninja type characters, but he's a firearm specialist. So, his weapons are, you know, hand cannons. And Mitsuki is our other new ninja character that was brought in. And she's our brawler. Okay, yeah, we're still doing that. Now, with the hand cannon,
あれは織田信長の手勢か。
the different combo finishes that you use determine what type of ammo he fires.
この場は逃げますぞ若。なんだ戦わねえのかよ。返り討ちにしてやりゃいいじゃねえか。
敵が体勢を整える前に蹴散らしてやる。
開門。よっしゃ。俺がこの門を守っといてやる。竹千代とおっさんは先に逃げたろ。閉門。
またざ、勝手に突っ込んで撃たれるなよ。
その言葉そっくりお前に返す
So
ぜ
you just changed from range shots to like shotgun blasts.
よしこの勢いで人質を追いかけようぜ開門本田平八がいる限りこっから先には行かせねえぜ
ほう、敵ながらいい面構えだ。こちらも手を抜けんな。
And that's Tadakatsu taken care of.
やられたか
人質の退路を断て。ならばここに陣取るのが最善だろう。
いいところに現れたな、信行。さすがによく心得ている。
おじさまの人質を奪おうなんてバカなの？全力で潰してあげる。
全軍かかれ
Now,
側に立てついたことたっぷりと後悔させてやるのだ
as you can see from the chaos I've been putting on screen,
今川の本体が現れた。
the ammo that you've got loaded in his cannon changes up his special attacks.
開門竹の人質を奪おうなど不届き千番盗人どもめここで成敗してくれるわわしはここで時を稼ぎます
Oh, it's not the best you got.
若は逃げ延びてくだされ
半蔵、すまね。無理はするな。
Let's switch back to the explosive cannonball rounds.
信行兄様はどこかな？言いつけの通り味方を連れてきたけど。
またも退路を断たれてしまった。
ほう、イチも来てくれたのか。俺は兄弟に恵まれたな。
開門
信行たちが押されているか。
Oh, nice.
援護するぞ。
家康を織田に奪われてはならん急ぎ助けよ
蜂の巣だ。
Whew. Damn. Kazuuji is a freaking beast.
わしと手合わせをしようもうか織田の力がこれほどとはあとは若の分を祈るほかない
And now,
どんなもんよ。
switching over to Mitsuki,
たくましくなったものだ。
let's show off what the
今川に従うと決めたのか
glove moveset can do here.
終わりのうつけめ邪魔はさせぬぞ
どんなもんよ。
耐えきれん聞かせてもらう
人質を差し出し、今川の手駒になり下がるなぞ。俺ならばごめんだがな。
ジュネ覚えてなさい。
これで先に進めそうだ。急ぎ人質を追うぞ。ただの人質と侮っていたが、なかなかの気骨を持っているようだな。
あなたは一体何のためにこんな無謀な戦を。
イチ、よく来てくれた。
もうまた無茶なことして。
人質の身であれモノノフの端くれ。すやすと捕まるものか。
Now, with the gloves, after each combo finisher, if you tap the triangle button again, it actually charges up your next combo finisher. Let me go down here, get this weapon box real quick, and then we'll jump back to deal with the boss. And that's that. Needless to say, I like the gloves. I like the gloves a lot. Those. All right, looks like we're in good shape there.
馬の調子はいかがですか?
Not enough lumber to finish upgrading this.
またお世話させてくださいね.
Now, unfortunately, what they did take out between Samurai Warriors 4 and this was the created character. Which is a shame. But also, I think part of why Samurai Warriors 4 is what I would consider best in the series. Because you've got so much player expression that's possible with this game. With 4, I mean. Right. Let me double check on a couple things real fast. we go. So yeah, aside from completing objectives and, playing through the story and unlocking characters in both Musou mode and in Citadel mode, you also collect materials which you can use to upgrade your home base. And in doing so, that unlocks, higher level upgrades, higher level mounts that you can train, and more weapons that you can use. Let's see, what other intriguing characters could we I'm sure folks will enjoy both Hanzo and Yasuke.
粉骨を再進します。
I still don't have Yasuke to rank S, and the knuckles are his thing. I need to fix that. That's better. Huh. That's an interesting setup there. Guess we'll probably have to stick with Koga's fist for now. There we go.
人質を奪おうなんてバカなの？全力で潰してあげる。
全軍かかれ。今川に盾ついたことをたっぷりと後悔させてやるのだ。
今川の本体が現れた。これで後戻りはできなかったな。
開門。竹の人質を奪おうなど不届き千番。盗人どもめ、ここで成敗してくれるわ。
わしはここで時を稼ぎます。その間に若は逃げ延びてください。
ハンゾすまない。無理はするな。
受けてみよう。
開門。
Alright, I think we've had enough fun with Hanzo.
直ちに援護するぞ。
Yasuke, what? Okay, I was about to say, what are you doing staying all the way back there?
言いつけの通り味方を連れてきたけど。
またも退路を断たれてしまった。
ほう、イチも来てくれたのか。俺は兄弟に恵まれたな。
家康を織田に奪われてはならん。急ぎ助けよ。
Oh. Oh, what do you know?
我らは今川に従うと決めたのだ。終わりのうつけめ、邪魔はさせぬぞ。
負ける気しませんね。へえ、気合入ってんな。同点同時です。ごめんなさい。
人質を差し出し、今川の手駒になり下がるなど。俺ならご
There
め
you
ん
go. You got that one punch.
聞かせてもらう。
私の獲物発見ね。
受けてみよう。まだまだ押してまいる。織田の力がこれほどとは。あとは若の分を祈るほかない。
無礼な連中ね。覚えてなさい。
これで先に進めそうだ。急ぎ人質を追うぞ。
人質の身であれもののふの端くれ。
Alright, let's get that weapon box here.
まだだ。
Finish off this stage.
そばにいるから兄上は平気で無茶をするのだろうな。
いやいや、信長様が無茶すんのは出来のいい弟が助けてくれるからだろ。
ただの人質と侮っていたが、なかなかの気骨を持っているようだな。
一体何のためにこんな無謀な戦を。
イチ、よく来てくれた。
もうまた無茶なことして。
これぞいい
私の負けです。潔く従いましょう。
よし、目的は果たした。引き上げるぞ。
Whew. Looks like we cleared that just in the nick of time. Okay, we got more great spears than we need, so. Let's dismantle those weapons. Oh, I may have screwed somebody up. Oopsie daisy. All right. So, as we've done with the rest of this month, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves some time to cool down because we don't want to get burnt out on playing Musou games. So, for our cooldown game, you know what? Yeah, for our cooldown game, we'll switch over to Absalom. We'll try and do a quick run on that, and that'll be the end of it for this special Memorial Day episode of Musou May. So, that being said, we got a little bit more music coming your way. Stick around for the break, but aside from that, give yourselves a chance to get up, stretch your legs, get the blood going, go outside, get some fresh air. It'll do you some good. But we'll be back in a few moments to finish off the stream for today. Catch you on the other side of the break. Alrighty, so it's time for a little cool down. Now, as always, again, my main thing that I want to stress to people, especially to folks that are watching this stream, is you gotta enjoy what you're playing. If you don't enjoy it, if it starts to feel like a chore, if it starts to feel like a grind for any reason, if it starts to feel like you're just not engaging with what you're playing anymore, then put the game down for a little bit. Switch to playing something else, or switch to doing something else. You can only do yourself a disservice if you have to force yourself to play a game for no matter how long. Now, Absalom I jump into because this is most definitely one of my comfy games. Like, whenever I just want to wind down from doing anything that's like, anything that I have had to mentally focus on for a long period of time, like saying any sort of editing or, any creative activity. And I just want to sit down, get in a quick run on a beat 'em up. It's pretty much this, Streets of Rage, or Hades.
3 nations. I remember 5. The lushness and fire.
Ooh, Ancient Luck.
You're real. I knew it.
I'll take that. I'll let these clowns get beat up by
Suppose I should take a bite.
by the pendulum maces. That takes care of him. I'll take the money. I'll take the boots. Gimme.
Someone thought they could hide a treasure from me.
Ooh, echoing finisher.
So is it time that's flowing backward? Or is it us?
I will definitely be taking those.
I have everything you need right here. For the cause.
Extra crit damage and mana gain. Definitely do those, and then
I really don't
meditate
like
to
to be alone with my
upgrade
thoughts.
the. Ooh, ancient luck. Thank you. Oh crap! It's a corrupted region. This could get messy. Wait, what do the winged boots do? Oh, unlimited dashing after using a special. Nice. Ah! No, don't! Damn it! I was hoping I wouldn't fall
Suppose I should take a bite.
off the cliff. Crap.
Well, I was hungry.
Ooh. Health. I'll take that.
You're real. I knew it.
Okay, ancient luck maxed out. That should help me land more critical hits. No, you don't.
Never thought they could hide a treasure from me. Suppose I should take a bite.
Everybody's up there just... Come on, get the health, get the health! God damn it! That was just getting out of hand. That was getting way out of hand.
You're real. I knew it.
May we fight?
No, we may not.
Nobody lays a hand on me without my permission.
Nobody.
Shiny.
And we got critical toolbox. This is about to get absolutely stupid.
Nothing comes for free, wizard.
Aerial attacks, let's see. Take the ring of magic. Alright, here we go. And we'll drop down. Yeah. So let's drop down to here.
Impressive display, Emperor. Kinetic gear. Kinetic gear. Oh, sorry to disappoint. Let the wind chase us. I shall not flee.
Okay, we're in a corrupted region, but Well, that didn't work out well, did it?
Flying shredder. Spider mine. Spider mine. Flying Spider mine. Spider mine. Lightning drill. Spider mine.
How about having a bunch of rocks thrown at you?
Shiny.
And throwable replicator? They are already handing me the tools to absolutely break this game. All I need now is to survive long enough to be able to purchase an extra life. Oh boy, do I hope I make it. Oh. Damn it! Oh.
Mine.
Echoing skill, echoing finisher. Let's do echoing skill. I mean, if I'm pretty much done for anyway, then might as well make this as interesting a run as I can.
Suppose I should take a bite. No treasure where you're going, big fella.
No, you don't. Don't do that.
Little light works, you mighty, and despair.
I'm completely maxed out on rocks. Ooh, spider mine? Wonder what I'll be able to do here on the ship.
Lots of
So I'll be able to knock that down. But the cabin door's closed, so... So I am kinda out of luck at the moment. Health, thermal damage. You know what? Let's do the overpressure thing.
Are you hoping to step out with a lady of my stature? We're approaching the
Dude, how was that?
spices.
I've been seeing some of the headlines and a few screenshots for Adventures of Elliot.
Do not dwell on what lies below. Best not to think too much about what looms above either.
No. No. No.
Well, I was hungry.
Ow. Chrono Trigger mixed with Legend of Mana, you say? Please, do go on. Ooh, swashbuckler's medal.
My precious.
I'll take that. And Cosmic Critical.
To dust, hearts to rest.
Let's see how bad this is gonna get. No. 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 Stop that. Oh no. The chicken. The chicken's out.
Suppose I should take a bite.
Runic slingshot.
Good bed of
Thank
warm
you.
company by selling this.
My guy did not know what hit him. Okay. Yeah, also another one of the nice things about stream elements is that if you lost the files to your overlays, they've got a good number of basic ones that you could set up. That Ring of Magic, Windbox, Magnetic Jump, Slice and Dice, no. Vortex Grip, Cash Back, no. Gyro Drop, Magnetic Jump, no. No. Oh, come on! No Arcana Mastery! Boo!
Sausages. Dear.
You're here. I knew it.
It's always a pleasure to see your listening.
That felt just like my childhood.
just getting juggled by explosives. That is just so supremely messed up. Alright, what do we got? Blazing Dash, Floating Wind, and Echoing Finisher.
So, is it time that's going backwards, or is it us?
No shop.
This would be better with some music and a bottle of red wine.
No shop. No assist. Just me and the chicken.
Well, I was hungry.
Alright. Let's move on to the next challenge.
For serious business.
Golden Tooth criticals deal 25% additional damage for every 100 coins I have in my bag. You know what? I think I'll take that.
Yes, that's all I love to see.
Take that pair. Break that to get, Cosmic Arcana.
Let the grand finale begin. You played under my rules.
Hey, what's up, Mo?
Death could choke on me.
Glad to see you, man.
If you want a private lesson, Broken King.
Oh, wait, I got... That's right, I did get Turbo Rotor.
Feels good to see a proper city again. Well, I was hungry.
And I've got just enough that I could pop in here and actually go ahead and buy that extra life. And in doing so, that should ensure me getting through to dealing with Absalom proper. Actually, I do have the. Oh. Yeah, I have. What you call it? What I did was I used Streamlabs, and I used the chat box widget there, and then I have the chat. I have the chat set up as a browser source.
Suppose I should take a bite. I really don't like to be alone with my thoughts. That was fun. Back to the bazaar now.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good thing I've only got one
Well, I was hungry.
cosmic accent set up to spawn when I land a critical. Well, that was hilarious.
I'm the danger now. Suppose I should take a bite.
Nothing comes for free, wizard.
Mine.
How many chickens am I gonna have on the field before this is over?
Can you take the heat?
Okay, so all this chaos nonsense, plus Echo's nonsense, plus exploding clash. That should have us all sorted out.
Well, who's hungry?
Oh no.
Suppose I should take a bite. Well, who's hungry?
Wow. Oh, this is too good.
I have everything you need right here. For the cause.
All right, we only got a few more minutes,
I am the danger now.
so let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see how fast I finish this run. I'm over here taking these guys out before I'm even on the screen with them. That is
Find a good bed and warm
10
up
different
for
flavors of
myself
messed up. And I think I'm about to hit that point where I'm gonna break, like literally break the game. you don't.
So shiny. My precious.
Alright, time to finish up the boss. Azra's about to hate me. Aw, boo! I probably do. That's not gonna stop me from throwing more rocks at you. Ha! Yep, you rule over time itself.
I will end this. I'll rule over time and space.
But you don't rule over the chicken. Ow. Jerk.
Now for the hard part.
Oh wait, that bone. Oh. Okay, fine. I have put together what is literally the cider build. Yep, there we go. There's the game break. And that's that. Yeah, let's fast forward through all this because literally you hear the chickens clucking in the background. Oh my goodness. So I went from having the run almost end to a 79,000 item chuckathon. This is getting goddamn ridiculous. Anyways, let's go ahead and call this a stream for the evening, shall we? Oof, I need to be getting some rest and getting ready for work tomorrow. So, yeah. While I wish this weekend could have gone on for far longer, Unfortunately, we gotta get back to the 9 to 5 grind. We got stuff to do. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out with me for these last 3 hours. It's been a ton of fun just cutting through the remainder of core Musou history, as well as getting in a little bit of wind down time on Abs. Now, Samurai Warriors, that is, I feel like that is kind of a more compressed view at Koei's evolution as far as their Musou titles go. Excuse me. But, yeah. The Samurai Warriors games got more colorful. They got more vibrant. The combat itself started flowing a little bit better. But I'm definitely at the point where the series didn't peak out. But that's just me. What do y'all think? Hit me up on Twitter. Follow on the Discord. You can keep the conversation going there. But on that note, though, let me go ahead and hit y'all with a daily reminder. Send you off in your evening with a little something positive. Just trust me, after this long weekend, we're all gonna need it heading back to work. So some simple advice here. It's okay to not be okay all the time. Look, strength and tenacity don't always equate to just keeping everything bottled up. Okay? If you're going through something, it's a good idea to, let it out, either writing, or just vocalize it to yourself in the mirror, or talk to someone that you know and trust. I spent way too much of my childhood, way too much of my teen years keeping shit bottled up until that pressure valve just, it hit its limit, and outbursts to lash out. Part of what helped me through that is, well, gaming, of course, but also my martial arts training. It gave me a chance to find various ways to, get my emotions, get anything negative that's affecting me out in a way that's more productive instead of just, breaking things or people. So, again, just keep in mind, you don't have to put on a brave face all the time. It's all right if you need to, it's all right if you need to break down for a little bit. So long as you can either pick yourself back up or, so long as you've got people around you. Doesn't matter if they're a text message away or right down the street that can help you get back on your feet. So long as you do get back on your feet, it's all that matters. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go for the evening. Tomorrow, we've got more Musou May coming at you, and I'm thinking, yeah, we'll do another offshoot, because we still haven't played. I still haven't shown y'all Bleach Soul Resurrection on the PS3, so that's gonna be a fun one to check out. Exactly. Take it from the lovely Janura right over there in the chat. Mental health is very, very important. Make sure you take care of yours, however you can. Will do. But until next time, remember the 4 big rules of hanging out with your favorite rookie. Stay happy, stay hydrated, stay gaming, and as always, stay good, neighborhood. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Bleach Soul Resurrection, and then after that, the next session at the Gaming Academy. Just remember to take care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you later.